Hi everybody, welcome to this video. Today we are going to be looking at game objects. What is a game object, how can you use them, and why should you use them, I guess. So we've got our standard project here. So to answer the first question, why you should use them, is because you have to. Everything inside Unity is essentially classed as a game object. Anything within this hierarchy is a game object. Now, a game object is just a holder for components. So if we look at our main camera, this is a game object, and it's got a camera component on it, and it's got an audio listener component on it. Every game object has a transform. That's one thing that you can't remove. The transform tells Unity where this object is in space, what's its rotation, and what scale is it in Unity. So that's game objects in a nutshell. So let's cover why you should, how you should use these. So I use game objects a lot for controlling the structure inside here. So you can use a game object essentially like a folder. So if we create a new empty game object, and that just creates a single game object, and it's only got a transform on it, so it does nothing except control any sub game objects, controls their positioning, their rotation, and their scale. So I'm just going to right click and reset this. So that's set this component to 0, 0, 0. And now we can add things underneath this game object. So let's call this game object boxes, and let's create some more game objects under this. So I'm just going to right click on the box, and that will create us another game object as a child of this parent object. So let's select a 3D object and create a cube. And you can see it's created that cube, and this cube is a game object. It's got a transform on it. It's got a mesh filter on it of type cube, so that will tell Unity that this mesh is a cube. A mesh renderer is required to actually render the cube to the screen, and it automatically creates as a box collider, and we'll cover those in more detail later. For now we're just focusing on a game object. So a game object can also hold scripts so that you can tell Unity what to do with this game object. So to do that we can just add anything in, so we'll just call this test script. We'll wait for Unity to add that on, and that will create as a new component attached to this game object of type test script, and then inside there you could make this box do whatever you wanted. That's essentially where you would hold your code, and we'll cover some simple scripts later so we get a bit more understanding. So that's game objects in a nutshell. So a game object can be anything. It's just a holder for components. Use them to structure your hierarchy and use them to control the transform and position of any sub objects. Thank you very much. I will see you in the next episode.